It's another Q&A edition of Optimal Health Daily, episode 2252, and I'm Dr. Neal, your host of the show. Welcome back to another Friday show where I answer your questions. On all the other days, I read health and fitness blogs to you like an audiobook, with permission from the authors, of course. Now, if you want to know more about me and my background and my credentials and why I call myself Dr. Neal, definitely check out the first Q&A episode from earlier this month. Oh, and I'll let you know how you can send in your own question at the end of the show and get a free workbook for doing so. But for now, let's jump right in and hear today's question and start optimizing your life. Today's question came to me via email. Josh writes, "Is Shilajit a legit game changer when it comes to health? I see all these advertisements talking about the benefits of it and wanted your take on it." Hi, Josh. Thank you so much for your question. I appreciate you wanted to double check some of those claims swirling around Shilajit supplementation. But as usual, let me start at the beginning by talking about what Shilajit actually is. What's Shilajit and where does it come from? Shilajit is harvested from mountainous regions across the world. Thousands of years ago, it used to be living plant-based material, but now it's decomposed and has become a black or dark brown tar-like substance. So this type of decomposed plant-based material may be sometimes called mineral pitch. Regardless, it's believed that this material has medicinal properties. On a molecular level, when we look at what Shilajit is made of, we see that it's made mostly of a substance called fulvic acid. Shilajit also contains some minerals like calcium, potassium, and magnesium. Now, going back to fulvic acid specifically, it is believed to have anti-inflammatory and anti-aging properties. So some supplement manufacturers have begun selling Shilajit as a way to promote a longer life, improve skin disorders, relieve anxiety, improve digestion, help with bronchitis, and even increase testosterone levels. But are these claims real? It turns out that most of the health benefits seen with Shilajit supplementation were performed in animals. Human studies have been conducted too, but spoiler alert, they aren't as promising. When human studies do seem to show a benefit to Shilajit supplementation, we often find that they studied only a handful of people, or the study was sponsored by a supplement manufacturer. When researchers are trying to determine whether a supplement may have health benefits, and it was funded by the same supplement manufacturer trying to sell that product, that means there's probably a conflict of interest there. But let's say we ignore the health claims. Shilajit contains some important minerals, so at the very least, if someone were to supplement with it, at a very minimum, they would get some calcium, potassium, and magnesium, right? Well, it turns out Shilajit contains such a small quantity of these minerals, it doesn't come close to the recommended daily intakes. So it would literally be at the very minimum. Probably most importantly, there have been some quality and safety concerns about Shilajit products being sold. Some manufacturers have been selling raw versions of Shilajit. These should be avoided. When we think back to where Shilajit comes from, the mountains, we know that soil and rocks can contain substances that are toxic to humans, like lead, cadmium. I've mentioned this before. Salt that has been harvested from the Himalayan mountains were found to have plutonium in them. Not all, but some varieties, and that's a problem. Now, if these compounds are not removed, like what we might find in raw Shilajit, then we might be exposing ourselves to these harmful elements. One study found that raw Shilajit contained harmful species of fungi. An analysis of 8 popular Shilajit supplement brands found that some of them contained quantities of lead that exceeded established limits. ConsumerLab.com also warns that some products may be marketed as Shilajit, but contain none of the substance whatsoever. And so when it comes to any health behavior, kind of like what we were discussing earlier this week, whether it's participating in high-intensity interval training or starting a new supplement or medication, we have to weigh the pros and cons. What are the potential risks and benefits to starting this new behavior? If the benefits outweigh the risks, then it may be worth trying. In this case, I can't say with any confidence that supplementing with Shilajit will provide more benefits than risks. We simply need more and better quality studies to know whether any of the health claims are real. So my advice, Josh, would be to ignore all of those advertisements claiming Shilajit is the health game changer for now. Keeping your body in shape is important, but it's also important to keep your mind in shape. I've been leveling up my focus with Word Collect, which is a free word puzzle app with over 2,000 levels. Word Collect gets harder as you get better, so it's a fun and challenging way to keep your brain sharp and grow your vocabulary. I highly recommend you give this fun and addicting brain game a try. And right now, Word Collect is offering you 2,500 coins and 500 gems when you download and play. And those coins help. You'll need them when you're having a hard time reaching the next level. I've been there a few times and I'm thankful they made it easier for me to keep going because it really is a fun and educational game. So stop mindlessly scrolling through social media and keep your mind sharp. Just go to the Apple or Google store and search for Word Collect. So if you're like me and want to get fit with your mind and body, download Word Collect for free today. This episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. Whether you're dealing with decisions around career, relationships, or anything else, therapy helps you stay connected to what you really want while you navigate life, so you can move forward with confidence and excitement, learning the positive coping skills you need to thrive. And if you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online and designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. And I really love the flexibility that comes with BetterHelp. The ability to message your therapist at any time goes a long way for making the therapy accessible and helping you feel like you're getting the assistance you need and when you need it. So let therapy be your map with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/OHD today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/OHD. And thank you again for the question, Josh. We're now giving away copies of our hardcover Optimal Living Daily Workbook if you send in a relevant question. So if you want that mailed to you and you're in the US, send in a question before we run out of copies. If you're outside of the US, we'll be happy to email you a PDF version of our workbook. You can email a question directly to health@oldpodcast.com. Or if you want to send one in via audio, just come by oldpodcast.com/ask to record from your computer. It's really easy and you can even do retakes before sending it in. Or again, just send an email to health@oldpodcast.com. All right, that's another Q&A edition of Optimal Health Daily. Thank you so much for listening every day and all the way through. I hope you have a great start to your weekend, and I'll see you back here tomorrow where your optimal life awaits.